Welcome, welcome, welcome. Potent Podcast episode 17.
Yes,
It's
sir.
17. Look, sorry for the delay. As right before we got on, I was just speaking with Trills. He's feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah.
Obviously right now that takes on a different meaning at this point, right? Like it feels a little bit different. He's like, people are like, "Oh, I got a scratch in my throat," and everybody's already like, "Oh, you got the Rona already." But that's why we were a little bit off. But glad to have Trills back. And he's feeling good. Trills, talk to us.
Feeling good, man. It feels good to be back, yo. Like, you're right, man. Even though you make the jokes and shit, like, oh, shit, yo, do I got it? Like, subconsciously, deep down, you'd be like, yo, what did I do? Like, who was I around? Like,
You start fucking calculating like, yo, who I've been around. The worst part is the message that you sent me was, bro, I was about to go out drinking today, which I already knew that took enough of a decision for you to just have that. So now that you've come to this decision and you've gotten excited about going out, then all of a sudden this happens, and it's like
yeah,
it almost makes you want to wrap yourself in bubble wrap like for the fucking rest of this time.
absolutely. It's wild, man. It's a wild time, bro.
I felt the same way too. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I got a little cough. I was like, it's a dub. I was like, I got a quarantine in my car because I can't go nowhere. All right. So we're away for a bit. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously we had the 2 Chainz and Ross battle, which I had a blast with. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think you guys kind of know where we landed on the preview, but now you'll get to see. I think it's a little bit different once the battle itself plays out, and there's a little bit more to dissect and get into, and there's a lot of jokes to be had with that for sure.
Yeah,
But it was a beautiful night. It was a beautiful night, honestly,
absolutely.
for him. Coming up later, we are going to retro review Only Built for Cuban Linx, which is this one 25 years old, or am I just saying that every album is 25
This
years
was actually 25 years old.
Got it. And one thing that we missed from last episode that we are gonna double back on this week is we didn't pick 5 songs the last episode, and
Right.
I got an earful from it because apparently everybody wants Trill's picks. My picks are obvious, and everybody's like, whatever, nobody want to hear that shit. All right. So let me see. Where we at? Where's that? Here, let's go. Hey yo, what the fuck? We got a lot of bullshit that's happened. Okay, so. Do you know this guy's name, the Delivered guy? I am delivered.
Yo, I always see his name, I always see his accounts, and then I like something just blanks, like you just say delivered and you can't remember his name.
Because that's not his name. Delivered's his name. Like, that's the issue, right? So, I mean, he does have an account, right? So, look, what I don't want to poke fun at is what this... So, he uploaded a video, and I don't want to poke fun at this at all. So, apparently, he was at a traffic light, and... Some guy, said something racist to him, and a fight broke out.
Yeah.
So Trills, he posts 2 clips of these videos, and clearly it was from people who were recording the fight themselves,
Right.
from their cars. So they DM'd him the videos, he took them, and he just was like, "I'm posting these shits."
Right.
Okay. The first video shows the fight going one way, where the Delivered guy is whipping this honky's ass.
Yeah.
This racist ass honky.
Yeah.
The second part of the video baffles me, Trills. It baffles me, okay? Because you had a chance to preview this video, right? This isn't like Baller Alert posted it. This isn't like the Shade Room posted it, and now you got to see it for the first time.
Right.
Someone DM'd you this video, and when the second slide starts, you're kind of getting rolled on in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
My question to you is, I mean, he does overcome it. Like, it is a bit of a situation where in the beginning, I'm watching, I'm like, oh shit, he's fucked up now. The guy's on top of him, but he works his way out of it, and he winds up winning. Like, you got to give him his props. Like, he did, whip the racist person's ass, but I probably would have trimmed that first part out a little bit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What, yo? It's one of the strangest things, bro. Like, I'm like. People like legitimately using homophobic slurs to describe him and shit, and he just still posted it anyway. I'm like,
so clearly there's something not right with this gentleman, right? Like, the whole idea of I don't like men's no more, all that stuff. Like, there's something. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's that video where he's like yelling at everybody or whatever. Stop calling me sis.
Yeah. Don't know sis dress like this. Like what, bro?
Bro, I think we need to pull up his old rant of like when he was saying that Beyonce stole his music and he's like, and Wendy Williams, you don't know if I slept with your man or not.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Bro, yeah.
I think that's what Rob Lane edits.
Yeah.
Like I think he did it, and he was like, I always wanted to be called sis, and then they're like 5 minutes later, he's like, stop calling me sis. Oh my God! If that video doesn't encapsulate exactly what's happening right now in 2020, I'm not certain what will. I'm floored at, you got this video, you had a chance to preview it, and you still uploaded it with the first 15, 20 minutes of you in a bad spot.
Yeah, man.
There was confusion between you and I also, where I was like, whoa, you're like, I sent you the format, and you're like, but didn't he win? I'm like, yo, check that second slide again. That dude's on top of him. He got him. Like, I just don't get why you posted that. I would have left that part out, and I would have trimmed it, and then you would have seen me beating the brakes off this dude, and that's it. Like,
word.
So all those people were smart enough to know exactly who he was. They knew his name because they DM'd him the video. Yeah. And he took it and he used it. Look, again, I'm not going to make light of, someone being called something racist or anything like that. But, man, that video had me crying when I saw the fight, man. Like, he was doubting. All right, man, let's... Hey, yo, what the fuck? Look, all right. So, we've had discussions about Kanye West and his mental space right now. We're not going to talk about Kanye, but it's someone that's kind of similarly going through something right now, and that's Azalea Banks, right? So when I made the format for this, I wanted to mention that Azalea shaved her head completely, which, like, that shit looked crazy, bro. Like, it looked insane. But we all know that there's something, like, not right in her mind. Yeah. Something, chemical imbalance, something, Yeah. But she posted some very cryptic messages on her like IG story talking about she's out of here from life and all that shit. And like that is not like funny at all. Like, right. And if there's so much compassion and people saying things about, well, we have to be compassionate to Kanye West, I just feel like those same sentiments are not shared with Azalea Banks. You want to talk about it?
It's true. And it boils down to some of the stuff that we said before, right? Is that if people are providing something for you, you care more. And she hasn't delivered enough work. I didn't mean to say delivered.
I was gonna ask you, did you mean to hit delivered? Like this is all working out.
But she hasn't given us enough work that we've, as a culture, feel attached enough to her to give her the same benefit of the doubt and the same support. And that's something we need to work on. Like everybody's saying that we're working on evaluating celebrity and how we feel about them and holding them accountable. And we need to keep the same energy all across.
For sure. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Kanye's cultural significance far outweighs Azalea Banks, but we need to show the same compassion for the same two people, regardless of their contributions. And I just think that, again, you need the right people around you. I hope someone is there, seeing those messages and taking it seriously, because she's been known to say some wild shit, do some wild shit. She's killed chickens. She's into fucking brujeria just because she fucking lived in DR, in the Heights for a bit. You know what I mean? Like she, she completely adopted that too. But I agree with you 100%, man. I think that she's become something that's a little bit of like a joke, and people like laugh, and then it's like, not this time. This time we shouldn't be laughing at that, honestly. Right. The bald head, I had no problem laughing at that shit, but then the messages came out a few days later, and I don't think that's funny.
Right.
All right. I think that people right now... Hey, yo, what the fuck? People right now are bored, right? In 2020, right? And they're trying to figure out things to do. So here's something for you. J. Cole wants to play in the NBA, Trills.
Yo.
Let me preface this first by saying that J. Cole can fucking hoop. For sure.
Right.
I've seen him in open gym runs with NBA players, hold his own. I'm not downplaying that, right? When Master P tried to join the league, though, he wasn't 35. or 34 or 33, however old Cole was.
Right.
Dude, stop it. Stop it, bro. Like, you're not getting into the bubble. You're not getting into the bubble. We're not doing this. Give us the album. Stop dicking around with us with like, you know what I mean? Like, stop worrying about that at this point. Don't worry about that. If J. Cole really wanted to, would he be able to make the league? I think at his age, that's very tough. Very tough. If he was 28, 27, 29, Dwayne Martin style, wanting to play for the Knicks, maybe.
Yeah.
Right now, he would have to work his ass off and not do anything else. And I don't like that because it takes away from rapping. So I'm selfishly telling him stop doing this.
I mean, you don't want to look like Jordan at, you know what I mean, with the baseball bat in his hand.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or playing baseball. Correct.
You don't want to see that.
Some things need to be sacred, and you need to like leave yourself in the light like that you're in. People adore you. Don't let them see you in that light of you getting on the court and maybe averaging 1.5 points per game in 5 minutes per game that you get in. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to add to your mystique. Maybe it will. People will say, oh, look, you know, he made the league, you know, which is hard because you have to remember right now what's going on in the NBA because I'm watching it right now on the TV. You know, there's 11, 12 people per roster. Now you're talking about 12 people per roster times 32. That's like the elite of the elite players in the world. Like, even the worst player on the bench will walk into your neighborhood park and fucking wash all of you.
Yeah.
Like, people talk shit about Brian Scalabrine, and once he did, Brian Scalabrine is the what is it, the white mamba they call him or whatever? It's a joke because he clearly isn't that. But one time, some people got froggy and was like, "Go, come pull up. You're trash. You be sitting on the bench." Man, he played 1-on-3, and he washed them. That shit was embarrassing. So, I think that people underestimate how hard it is to get into the league, and I think that people underestimate like the last guy on the bench. And I'm not certain that J. Cole's good enough to unseat someone else's spot, especially when they're younger and probably the franchise has a little bit more invested in them.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Now let's have some fun. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Tammy Lawrence says that all men are trash, Trills. You go first, Trills.
Bro. Yo, we are like in, I don't know, man. It's like some fucking bizarro world, bro. Like, I can't understand, like, wrapping my head around some of the shit people do and say. It's like, was she like asking to be roasted? Like,
yes. The fuck,
like,
yes.
Yo, like, all right, we get it, right? First of all, I mean, men are trash, right? That, we know that, right? Yeah. We know for the most part that is true, right?
We're men, and we've done it.
Right. But the odd part about it is, it's not odd because we know her well enough, right? We watched her tweet well enough, right? Yeah. So we know that you are taking shit from Black Twitter, right? Because we know Men is Trash came from Black Twitter and woke Twitter and liberal Twitter. We know that. So that is already annoying to me that like you decided to use that phrase.
You didn't learn that from your fucking the Cornhuskers that you were hanging out with, or whatever. Fuck
right. But then also like, yeah, bitch, like your pool of men are Republicans and alt-right bros. Like,
thank you, Trills. I was just about to say. Now here it is. Let me piggyback off that a little bit. Because of your political stance, and I don't want to make this political, but you already know what it is. You have cut yourself off from 65% of the male population. And if there are minority men who want to deal with you, I can guarantee you they just want to smash to keep it moving. So if you want an idea on who's trash, it would be these minority men who would be like, you know what? I do want to smash that, but I want to smash that and kick her out of my house. Or I want to smash that and not make it like, you know, like not make it like a romantic thing. Like, I'm going to completely disrespect you because of your political stance.
Right.
Double piggybacking off of that too is she wants men to be men. The pussification of men, she says. Bro, you know for a fact you ain't talking to no minority man like that, saying the pussification of men. Like, you might be able to get that off on your base and your people, because they're gonna sit there and idolize you as some queen. But you know damn sure, and you know way better than that you can't be talking to none of us. The pussification of men, I'll be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I'll be like, get your ass out of here, bro.
Absolutely.
All men are trash. We knew that, dumbass. What's wrong with you? And you're tight because you can't even fucking get somebody that you really, really respect from the pool that you're trying to pull from. Like even the people that were designed to fuck with you, this base that you're talking to, they still don't fuck with you, and you're clearly frustrated. That shit is hilarious.
It's hilarious, so, bro.
Make sure you got that magic wand, bitch, because ain't nobody gonna be fucking with you. That's it, man.
Yo, her bitterness jumped out so crazy, bro.
That's what I mean. And I always get that from not just her, any woman that's like, all men are trash or whatever. And, you know, like, oh, I'm going to start. Like, as soon as a girl starts saying, oh, I'm going to start messing with women, I already know that you're hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you switch specifically for that reason, not like something that you already were, you switched for this specific reason, that's hurt. Like, come on, fam.
Exactly. So, whatever. Why don't you fucking jump on Christian Mingle? What the fuck? Ain't the guy there for you? Like, yo, like I don't get how a woman in her spot has a group that they pander to that she still can't even find one goofy ass dude to be with her or whatever, even from her fucking her home base. And she's tight about everybody now. Don't get mad at us. We don't want you.
First of all, she was stunting anyway. Like, saying that all men are like pussies was just like a cop out. Like, it's really just your pussy is probably dumb trash and you talk too much. Like, that's all it like really is.
You say the worst things possible. Like, it's not even like you have something that's a little bit controversial, has been misconstrued. You say the worst things that you could possibly say.
Bro, even the alt-right bros probably sit around her and they probably like, well, this bitch shut the fuck up. Like,
right. Or your pussy's trash, like you said.
Well, it's definitely trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know she ain't throwing that shit back on nobody or whatever, that pasty-ass butt. Fuck out of here.
Definitely trash. You can't be that mad at world if your pussy get wet. Like, that can't happen.
Well, you're segueing me right now. So, okay. So, all right. Look. So, we're done with Tommy Lauren. Fuck her or whatever. You know, get that magic wand ready, bitch. You about to be using that shit for the rest of your life. So, I didn't want to talk about this only because this record is not directed towards me. But you did bring up a good point, and I think we should discuss it. But I want to discuss it. And what I'm talking about is this new Cardi and Meg record, WAP, which I already knew off the rip what it stood for. I called it, like, when I heard the song, I was like, oh, I already know what this acronym is for.
Yeah.
Or is it an acronym? Is that what it is?
It's an acronym, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, I have something that I want to play for you and for everybody. This isn't something that you and I discussed. I kind of wanted to drop it on you because it just happened. So, we're getting the scoop on this. It just happened. Trills, I know you're aware of who Ben Shapiro is, right?
Yep.
You are. Okay. So for the uninitiated on this podcast, Ben Shapiro is a little fucking rat boy of the fucking alt-right. Okay? Like a little fucking, like his voice, when you hear his voice, when you hear this clip I'm about to play, you're going to be like, this guy has had sex with like 2 women his entire life. One of them is his wife. Like, you definitely like are not out here like doing anything. You don't like come across as a man who's smart, anything like that. But I do have this clip that I want you to hear because he breaks down these lyrics, and I want you to hear it. I need you to hear it. I definitely need you to hear it. So let's get it. Let me get to it real quick. Hold on.
Ready?
All right.
Whores in this house.
Here we go.
Here are some of the lyrics. You ready? Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass P-word. Make that pull-out game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P-word. P-word is female genital. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P-word. Give me everything you got for this wet ass P-word. Beat it up, N-word. Catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P-word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I want to ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P-word is wet, come take a dive. It continues along these lines. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like, a lot more vulgar. Talk your S-word, bite your lip, ask for a call while you ride that D-word. You really ain't never going to F him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots and your coat for this wet-ass P word. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet-ass P. Right, so this is, guys, this is what feminists fought for. This is what the feminist movement was all about. It's not it's not really about, women being treated as independent, full, rounded human beings. It's about wet-ass P-word. And if you say anything differently, it's because you're a misogynist, you see. It gets really, really vulgar.
Trills, go.
First of all, what kind of pussy can't say pussy, bro? Like, just say the word pussy, bro.
Because on his show, on his platform, he's Christian, he's above it, so he doesn't. I agree, Trills. I agree, bro. I agree. All right.
I mean, he already said ass. Why can't he say pussy? Like, why can't he go further?
Look, my thing is this. There's so much going on in the world right now, bro. Like, even for him, like, right, and his bullshit ass crowd that listens to him and all the bullshit that he spews, because this just isn't it or whatever. Like, it's much. Trust me, I'm not trying to turn you on to Ben Shapiro. I do not want you to listen to Ben Shapiro because he is like that awful. This all happened today, and he's been seeing a shitstorm of comments.
Yeah,
and the question that I had before I even looked at one of the comments is like, yo, this man seems to be offended by some wet ass pussy. Your wife must be dry as fuck, bro. And I know for a fact who's not making it wet.
Nah, man, not with that language, bro. Not the way he speaks to a mic, bro.
You little buddy, you little pal. But let's just talk about the record, okay? Because so that's fun or whatever. Fuck him or whatever. Get him out of here. But that's, like, I needed you to hear that. Like, I couldn't believe it. When I was listening to it, I was just like, so the record comes out. Clearly, this record isn't for us, right?
Right.
Like, but I was going to skip over it until you said to talk about it. And I think it is important that we talk about it because it is culturally significant, right?
Yeah.
I want to also make a few things clear. I'm not a fan of Cardi B's music, her content, anything like that. I like Meg. I'm good with Meg. Meg want to jump on and talk her shit, whatever, cool. There's just something about Cardi's. I don't know. I'm not. You know what it is? I don't believe that she's like really an artist. Like I know for a fact people are like writing for her and things like that. And I mean that shouldn't really take away from that because there's been plenty of women rappers that we hold in high esteem that have people write for them.
Right.
But it came across at least a little bit more authentic in my eyes, at least,
right.
For me. Again, this is just my opinion, guys. I know how much everybody loves Cardi. They understand that, she's from the same place that they are, the struggle, all that stuff. I get it. I understand all that. It's just
I'm one of the people that like Cardi.
Right.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, this record's not for me. This record's not for you, right?
This record's not for me either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not for you or me, right? So at first, I was just like, bro, I'm sick of hearing these songs about this. Like honestly, I had this thought process in my head. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was like, I'm sick of hearing this shit, bro. Like, you can't talk about nothing else or whatever. And then, like, I had a chance to, like, sit and think. And I'm like, man, whatever. If they want to make that type of music and they want to make it that way, go for it. Because there has been women doing that for the entire time. Like, one of my favorite songs ever, and it is probably just as nasty as this, and I don't even like the artist who made it, Trina's Look Back at It. That shit is incredible. Like I remember the first time I heard that song, I heard it at a party because I wasn't, like again, we're not privy to music up here in Jersey that's from Florida first, right? So like we get records way later, like the same thing. Like when we go down there and we're playing records that are from up here, they've never heard them, but we hear records down there that we've never heard up here. Right. So when I first heard it, I was just like, oh shit. I was like, this shit hard. But they were talking like she talking about the craziest shit in the world, yo. Like I would never listen to that song in front of my mom, in front of my daughter, like But it's just strange that so many people are offended. Like this has sparked like a huge argument about what women should and shouldn't rap about, and it's like, bro, men been rapping about money, power, pussy, and weed for the entire time. You ain't asked them to switch up at all. Like so again. I'm telling you this after I already had that initial thought of I'm sick of hearing women rap about this. I had to sit with myself and think like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Like you can't be one of those guys. So go for it.
I mean, what you said, I agree with. Like, bro, like my favorite rap. Matter of fact, let me not say my favorite rappers. I'm gonna just say rappers. Rappers are some of the most hideous men walking the fucking planet, bro.
Yeah.
And they get to talk about fucking all kind of women, taking
Future
niggas' girls.
girl. What the fuck, yo? Future, where's my apology? What the fuck, man?
And we talking about dudes that I know for a fact had a hard time with women before they started to cash out. So if we can't critique them, why the fuck are we worried about what attractive women say on records, bro?
Right.
Like, you gotta like really like sit with yourself and be like, why does that bother me more than like Big Pun talking about his dick? Like,
or Big Pun having a whole skit having a threesome on his fucking album.
Like you know? That's a more gruesome image, bro, than Cardi and Meg, right?
Now that I'm older and I'm thinking about it, God, I'm scared. Thanks a lot. Now I'm fucking. That's gonna be a nightmare, bro. Oh my God. But again, I think I like what you really said. Like, what really I'm gonna point to is that you said that like a lot of these dudes that are critiquing this weren't getting no play until they, until they got a little position of power, they got a little money. So I think that's spot on right there, as usual.
Yeah, and we never criticize that. Like, we don't even think twice about it. Like,
some of the ugliest dudes get bitches, Biggie got it because he just had that's game. That's all game. That's Biggie. Yeah. That's talking game and being like, and being like fucking just charming, like towards women and things like that. Like, but like there's some ugly ass rappers, bro, and it's like for a fact, what I mean, that she ain't fucking with you because you're good looking. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some trash good looking rappers that probably get bitches just off the strength off of their face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, like women have been rapping about sex since this shit popped. Like 80s women been rapping about sex, right? I just like kind of came to the conclusion that it's like the way that it's being done. Like niggas tend to enjoy like the rap song a woman makes that's like more on the romantic side. You know what I mean? Even if it's talking about sex, it's more on the side of men being able to have some sort of control.
Right. So I think that's spot on too. Cause like and the example I'll use is like when I heard Say Yes by Floetry, I felt like I was in love with those women. But I had heard all these women talking about all the nasty shit that they're gonna do to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like I've been like, all right, that's what's up. But I remember getting that record and being connected to it because of the words that she's saying and the way it sounds and like so you're spot on with that 100%. Like that's just one example off the top of my head of like me. Like when I heard A Long Walk when I was a kid, I fell in love with Jill Scott. Like that shit was so like real and like regular. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that it does have a time and a place, and you're right about that. Like it's like, okay, so if you know that they're gonna be rapping like that, then you know what it's for. It's for pure entertainment. You know, but there's the other side of it too, where women do talk in a way that a man could be enamored with that and fall in love with that. Like it's not.
I mean, Foxy Brown's Take Me Home, right? Niggas love that record, and I love it. It's one of my favorite records of all time. But people love it because it has a romanticism about it. It's not Fox like just saying I'm just gonna dominate you and you can't do shit about it and like eat my pussy and shut up.
But that's what we be talking about though. Like all men be talking about the whole time. Like I'm gonna fuck you and kick your ass out and then call your friend in the room or whatever. Like
wait till you see my dick's one of the creepiest songs of all fucking time. The Whisper song is one of the creepiest songs of all time, fam.
Counterpoint. It's a romantic song because he is approaching the woman in a respectful manner. You know that they're used to yelling. They've changed their approach in this song. I don't know, Trills. We might have to discuss that one a little bit more in depth, man.
The whispering made it more gentle.
The whisper makes it. The whisper just made that shit sound good because the girls love that shit in that video. You know what's crazy, man? Is my aunt. She was program director down in I think it was like Georgia, one of the stations down there. She hit me up like 4 months before that song came out. She was like, this song is about to fucking go. I'm like, the Yin Yang Twins. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and she's like, they're whispering the whole song. I was like, oh, shut up. I think that shit don't even sound.
Yeah.
That shit was out of here as soon as we heard it.
Look, man, I made Young Aganelli, right? And Aganelli made some fucking classics, right? So obviously, like, the filthy shit is something that I find amusing and entertaining. So I can't, if anybody want to go for it, man, just fucking go for it.
Yo, wait a minute. Akinelli performed at that Loud Records like 25th anniversary that I went to, and that shit was, I mean, of course he did put it in my mouth, but then he did fuck me for free, and I was like, oh, this is the shit. I was like, I love this song. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Look, we just talked about how much Snoop Dogg's an icon, right? Mm-hmm. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck dick. Like, yo, like that's. If a man said that to my daughter, I'd fucking probably try to like fucking take his ass out of this world. Like, bro, like, but it sounds good in records. So it's like, it's a double standard for sure. Like, and I had to check myself on it. Like, I really did. I had to check myself on it. Because I was like, man, I don't want to hear this shit over and over.
But look, you have the right to be like, I'm tired of hearing it. And I want to hear something different. For me personally, I want to hear something different. But to be like, they this and they that and they fucking up this and they're ruining that. Like, that's wild.
No, I wasn't saying that.
I'm not talking about you, but a lot of what we're seeing on the platforms is people like really complaining like it's ruining the fabric of America. Like, that's crazy.
That's Shapiro. Also, by the way, he says in a follow-up tweet to all of this, he says that if they're leaking like that, then he has concerns that they have yeast infections and things like that. Literally, these are tweets. I swear to God, go look it up. I swear to God, go look it up.
I'm sorry, but his wife pussy gotta be horrible, bro. He never experienced a wet one before, bro.
All the comments are that. They're like, yo, it's the fucking tumbleweed flying through, because if she even gets a little wet, you think she got a yeast infection? You tripping, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening, man? Like, wow, bro. Wow. So, yeah, I had to check myself on it, but I have a whole totally different view on it. We can end it with this because we have so much to fucking talk about. Yeah. Cardi actually really says something that it really, 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 really resonated with me. She said, listen, she goes, when I did other records outside of the records like I'm talking about right now, y'all said, why are you not like doing those same records or whatever? She goes, now when I go back to that, you say that I'm doing too much. And Jay-Z says shit like that. I got the ignorant shit you need. Like, that's I put thought-provoking shit. Y'all say I'm falling off, right?
Yeah.
But what Cardi said that was really, really, really true, and obviously true, and you're gonna get this right away, was she goes, the issue isn't us, what we're doing. Is you blogs and everybody else only big us up. The girls that are not rapping about their pussy and all that, you never talk about them. Yeah. And she's talking about Rhapsody. She's talking about No Name. She's talking about all the women that actually are barring fucking songs the fuck up. And she's absolutely dead on about that.
She's right. 100%. 100%. Also, Meg walked on that. I gotta point that out.
She did. Come on, man. She's bodying everything that she's doing, though. Meg is so likable. Meg is such a I think that Cardi's not trying to be Meg, but that's who she wants to be. Like, she wanted to be Meg, like that type of presence before she met Meg or before Meg was out. So I'm not saying she's biting, but Meg is where she wants to be. Like that,
Yeah, and Cardi has said it, right? Like, when Invasion of Privacy dropped, she has said it. Like, I am, like, really trying my best to work on delivering these songs better. I, like, hear my voice and how I said things and want to fix them and want to get better at it. I know that there's something a little off here. So she knows all of that. So
Meg just got that southern shit. She just cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a natural thing.
Yeah, it is. That's it. Like, it's just in her blood. Like, she be walking on everything though. Like, anything that she's on. So
yeah.
All right. So apparently TikTok bit the dust, bro. I know you're like crestfallen. You had 3 Tootsie Slide TikToks. You had them ready to go in the clip, like ready to let them just go. But unfortunately, it looks like Cheeto Man said that it's a dub for that. So I guess. So the question I have is this. IG, it's like almost immediately after TikTok said, or the rumors. Yeah, because I don't even know what it is, if that's even true, if this guy can even do that, like whatever. All I know is Cheeto Man said that it's a dub for TikTok, but IG all of a sudden introduces their version of it called Reels.
Yeah.
Are they doing the cardinal sin of the 1990s and biting off of TikTok, Trills?
Look, man, I mean,
good, my bad.
That's what they've been doing, right? It's what IG has been doing, right? Like they rolled the stories out to get rid of Snapchat, right? Like, I mean, they are the king platform, you know what I'm saying, outside of Twitter, and they're gonna keep trying to integrate whatever they can. I mean, that's the game.
I also want to make sure that I jump out in public and say this: Twitter is far superior to Instagram. But okay, but also Instagram is it. And I have issues because I don't fuck with Facebook because of Zuckerberg, but he owns that and WhatsApp. Yeah, and it's like, I'm not getting rid of WhatsApp and I'm not getting rid of Instagram. So, like, fucking asshole.
This guy keep feeding the monster, man. That's one of the monsters that I feed, man. I feed Bezos all the time, too. I can't help it.
Oh, Amazon?
Yeah.
Cool. I ain't got a bad thing to say about that, man. Even though he's like... He's like crushing like mom and pop businesses, but goodness, the convenience, man. I can't complain.
Yo, man, look. As much as I try to do good, bro, fast shipping and easy returns is something I can't fight, bro.
I had a conversation with somebody, I want to say like years ago, right? About like, yo, we got to do better. We got to see who we're giving this money to. And like, he literally looked at me and was like, that's a slippery slope. He's like, because if you're really out there, he's like, you about to not give your money to nobody for nothing. Yeah. He was like, you better be a minimalist because you're not going to be able to buy nothing.
It's a fact.
And now and it really hits true home now because the same thing with Amazon, because he's deplorable with their business practices, but like that shit gets to my house, like I don't know, man. I know that seems like hypocritical shit or whatever, but it's real though, especially right now. I'm not trying to be outside doing nothing like right now, even if our state is good. Like I'm still not like in that space where I want to keep doing that. Like I went shopping this weekend to Garden State and I wore a mask the entire time, and that shit was like, it was a little normal, but that shit was weird, man. There was mad times where I just was on to be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, but you can't, But yeah, what were we talking about? Was it even IG and TikTok or something like that?
Yeah.
All right. So they're biting again. So they got Snapchat the fuck up out of here. TikTok is next.
Yeah.
They biting, yo. That's it, yo. Raekwon's disgusted right now. All right, I'm adding something in that's new today too. So A$AP Ferg came out with a record recently with Nicki Minaj, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just acknowledge that anytime you do a record with Nicki Minaj, it's problematic just because of how toxic her fan base is?
I mean, you can make that argument.
I can, because here's what happened. So the Barbs were going, hard for this record to help Nicki get another #1 because for some reason that's all they fucking seem to care about.
Yeah.
I just need you to check me real quick if I'm tripping and I've never heard of this sort of situation. So A$AP Ferg didn't submit his sales for the new record, therefore it won't chart at all this week. And he put it out a day before the tracking of this week started.
Right.
So you missed out like on a whole other day. But he forgot to submit his sales? Like, have you ever... I look, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm trying to figure out if there's ever been a case of people... Does the artist have to be like, yeah, we sold 330,000? Like, isn't that the label's job? Like, how is that Ferg's fault?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So the Barbs are going fucking crazy on the internet or whatever. Like, what was trending was A$AP Ferg's Over Party, which off the rip, I think that's just that K-pop shit, like when I go to look at it. But I went through it and they were like, oh, we gave him our money to get this shit #1 and he forgot to blah, blah. And you're like, yo, like, I'm telling you, bro, like when I made that joke, it's not really a joke. Nicki Minaj's core fans, like, if one of them gets a hold of this, it's a wrap for me. It's done. It's a dub. But I mean, it is what it is. they're super toxic. Like they were doxing Ferg's like real address or whatever, I think at the label or whatever, and his real name and shit or whatever, and telling them to send mail over and talk. Like, bro, it's not that serious, man. Like, I don't understand like why the face has to be like that.
That's too much, bro.
I like a lot of rappers. I would never go that hard. Come on, man.
Nah, not even in my youth would I have ever went that hard for an artist. No, not ever. No. Whatever. That's a sickness.
We're about to get canceled, whatever, by the barbs. It's a dub, yo. Like, we just gonna have to start blocking everybody. All right. Let's talk about this fucking versus battle, man.
Yeah.
Did we learn anything different than kind of what we thought? Like, let's just get it out of the way.
No, I mean, we got, some gems, right? But I mean, what happened is what we expected. Right?
Yeah. I think that a lot of people
actually I expected. It doesn't seem like they coordinated songs. I did expect that.
Okay.
It looks like they both had their list and never talked about the list amongst each other. So I'm kind of surprised by that.
Good. So what's funnier? The Rick Ross getting a massage or Chainz with the strippers?
Yo, I always bug out when I see him getting a massage, and I can't believe he still does it. Like it's been like years that he's been running with that.
It's so on brand. See, but here's the thing: it was on brand for both of them. Here's what I noticed. I noticed that Rick Ross was gonna be the cool guy the entire time. I knew that Ross wasn't gonna get hyped. I knew Chainz had some shit in the bag, like some theatrical shit or whatever, and we got both of those things.
Yeah.
We definitely did. I think it really boils down to like the way that the music went, because I think you're right. They didn't coordinate this at all. But I think what this boils down to more is just that I think it's kind of what we knew. I feel like it's kind of what we knew. Chainz has the more fun records, the more memorable records in that regard. Russ just has too much though. Like too much. Like he wasn't even like yo, he played the fucking Rich Off Cocaine, and you're like, yo, and these are B-sides on albums. Like, like it's just like we talked about. Give Rick Ross his flowers now. Can you guys recognize, like, was this the wake-up call that some of you needed? Because it's never rang more true than this battle right here, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
just
too much. But
it's funny. People did point out, right, like how much Drake and Wayne has to do with this battle specifically, right? Like how much they contributed to these.
So that's the other thing too. Again, these battles clearly, I'm gonna stop asking the question because it really is anything that you've ever collaborated on ever, right? Like whether you wrote the song, whether you're on the feature, it doesn't matter. Like it's always. So now I know that's the kind, because it's how many battles in a row that we're getting this shit where it's like you might have had a verse on somebody's shit. Like he's not even really on fucking Problems.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. That is the contribution because the hook is fire. That's the best part or whatever. Also, I want to highlight, this is what I learned too. When we're talking about contributing, that's an iconic record. That's going to be an iconic record forever. That fucking Problems record. You got A$AP, you got Chainz, you got Kendrick, you got Drake. And those are heavyweights. Like that is always going to be an iconic record. Always. I just want to make sure that we're on record saying that.
A fact.
Cool. But yes, it just felt a little bit like Chainz has the records that we like to bop to, and I get that or whatever. And this, like, yo, like he even played this shit from Trap. He played Good Drink. That's the shit. I fucking love that record. I fucking love that record. But it's like, bro, these Ross records, man, it's like again, like he from classic to classic, like like kind of, and it's
different, man. Like we said before, right? There is hit songs that charted, right, and did well and got radio play out the ass and the streams went up. And then there are hit songs that are culturally significant, right? Yeah. And anytime your joint is like super like ingrained in the culture of hip hop, it's gonna be hard to beat it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Especially when it makes people feel a certain way and brings them back to something.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just too undeniable.
All right, let's look. We'll run through it real quick, right? Because I think we both agree that Ross won.
Yeah.
I had people sending me their scores, and I saw some like landslide, like Ross 20-4. I was like, yo, yeah, that's what I said too. I was like, holy shit. All right. We also want to acknowledge that the both of them did something really great. They both dropped singles right after the verses.
Yes.
And both of them are dope. Both of them are dope. That Ross one feels a little bit more like a throwaway, but it's still dope somehow. But that Chainz record with that guy sample, that shit hard. I don't give a fuck. That shit's hard. And when he played it that night, I was like, oh, this shit's dope. And he was like, my new single coming out tonight. I was like, word. Unfortunately, that's a dope song I'm telling you to listen to, but that didn't make my top 5 for this week. But
it made mine.
All right, cool. There you go. So see, there you go. All right. Blowing Money Fast against No Lie. See, BMF just hits harder, I think. And it's just like that Drake hook is what? You know? Like, I don't know. Like, would you score it the one way? Because I had someone send me that they thought Chainz won it. And he started with this one. He was like, oh, this one beats the BMF one. And I was like, I don't know. That BMF record feels like it's the hook, the, you know, big meats.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hustling and I'm Different. I just don't like these pairing of these songs. Like,
yeah, I know.
You know, like I'm Different feels like like that's almost like a B-side, even though that's a release for Chainz. Like I know he put it out there, like, but he was fucking around on that.
Yeah.
Hustling is like Ross knew that he had a moment right there, like, and he was about to take a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the first time a lot of people got a dose of them. You can't.
Oh, you forgot when he was on that Slip and Slide record with?
I remember the Serena record, and I remember told y'all.
Big boss, I'm totally the boss. You better do it.
Y'all niggas want to touch the ball with no shades on and shit.
No, and he had the Laker jersey on. That shit was impressive, man. Yo, thank you, Trills. Thank you, bro. Thank you. All right. So yeah, hustling's a little bit too much. Like that's a big moment right there. Okay. Yeah. John against Fucking Problems. I just told you how I felt about Fucking Problems, so I'm gonna give that one a chance over that one. Rich Forever and Spend It. Those songs don't match.
No.
And Rich Forever, it wasn't gonna be one of the records that I would have told him to play. Like if he would have asked me, like, yo, what are the 20? I wouldn't have told him to use that one.
Yeah.
It's a great record.
Yeah, it is.
Spend It's better. That shit's like, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that song in forever, and I'm smoking on his eye. Yeah, like, I knew it right away. I was like, oh, this is shit. You know, again, you played a record that's mad slow, but he played a record that's up tempo. That you know.
Again, that's Chainz moment, right? Like that's the moment where he bounced back and he went out of here after that. I mean, you gotta give.
That's what I'm saying. Diced Pineapples and Duffel Bag Boy. See, Diced Pineapples is a better record. You know what I mean? Like that just still sounds like beautiful, like through, like you know, like that. That's like the way the beat is, and this is Rick Ross like in his like perfect bounce. Like he's effortless over this shit. And then when you put that, when Drake starts singing on your song, like if he's rapping on your song, yeah, you got a hit. But when he sings on your song, that shit is some bullshit. Like now you're getting this shit to go like a whole other place, cause like women love that unlocked portion of Drake, like for sure that part. So that one's like too far out. Duffel Bag Boy, we get it or whatever, but like it's not a good matchup. This is not a good matchup for this song. Like I would have played something else. MC Hammer's not really a joint that I really like that. You know, like I said, it's cool. You know, but we could deal without the Gucci feature, right? Is that
that's what kills it for me.
Strippers is the shit. You know, like I've been in strip clubs when that song's come on, and like it's been like the most fun. Like you know, like I'm never going to a strip club ever again, like in life probably, but like when it was, that was like a really really good song. Aston Martin Music and Super Freak. That's a Jeezy song, Super Freak though.
Yeah.
So I kind of like have to like lean the other way because that Rick Ross record with who's that on the feature? That's I don't know why I wanted to say Janelle Monáe, and I know that's wrong.
Chrisette Michelle.
Chrisette Michelle. Yes.
Yeah.
Way to go. Look at you. Fucking killing it. Santorini, Greece, and Bands That Make Her Dance. Trills.
Yeah, I mean.
Santorini, Greece, that song is fucking beautiful, yo.
It's insane, bro.
Yeah. I don't understand what's wrong with that record, bro. Like, again, we're talking about at a time right now where we feel like Ross isn't on the same ascension that he was when he was on that run, and still that record came on a recent album, and we're still like, he's still giving us, songs at this level. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Bands That Make Her Dance is a great song, but again, it's a Juicy J song, and this don't match up with this. Like it really just doesn't, man. That Santorini, Greece shit is just beautiful.
Yeah, that's out of here, bro.
That's some tears to your eyes shit. Like where you're like sitting there and you're like, this sounds incredible. Which I got my fucking moment of that when I get to it or whatever. You're gonna probably know exactly where it was. Like, that shit got me so enraged, and like, I'll tell you whatever. I'm a Boss and Rich as Fuck. Look, that's a Meek record. That's a Lil Wayne record. So I guess this is fair enough to, like, put on there. But I think that the I'm a Boss record probably, goes a little bit more, just because of who Meek is right now. And when that record was out, that shit was fucking, we were outside for sure.
For sure, bro. Every whip, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, any spot that we were at performing that night or whatever, they were playing that shit. Like, you already know. So that's the other thing about this battle that I feel like I'm able to speak about, is because I've been outside for all of this shit. Like, this isn't 95 when I was fucking 11. Like, these are records that, like, when we used to go out and we used to go to lounges and clubs, these are the records that will play. So we're certified able to talk about this. All right. Because I see people, y'all don't know or whatever. Nah, fuck out of here. Y'all don't know. All right. Freemason and Feds Watching. Freemason and Hove, though.
I mean,
like and that's what. And then Chainz said he's like, I don't got no J verses. That shit was great too. The dynamic, like, this is why I had a lot of fun. Chainz definitely don't really give a fuck what people think or whatever. You know what I mean? They got their tech. They were able to play this shit. You already knew what it was gonna be, and like, I think it was the same thing. Like, I would have said the same shit if I was in a battle. I'd be like, I don't got no Jay-Z verses. That's not fucking fair. Like, what the fuck? He had a bunch of them. And then he started to like dip in the bag, and I was just like I think it gets worse as it goes on. Like, you start to like be like, oh shit, like, this is really getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Feds Watching is a dope record, but I gotta give Freemason again here at this one.
Yeah.
The Boss with T-Pain and Good Drink. I already told you how much I love that record. I love Good Drink. And that one, T-Pain's hook on there is dope, and that shit sounds dope. But Good Drink's more recent. This one hit a little bit harder for me on the Chainz side. And Quavo completely bodied that hook. Like, that shit was fucking incredible. All right. Starting to get bad now. Fuck With Me, I Got It, which you completely forgot. You completely forgot that he was on. I completely forgot, bro. And Watch Out. Look, I love Pulled Up in the Fan, Pulled Up with It. I love that, but come on. See, that's a forced Hove album, like towards Samsung and all that shit. And again, still you're able to rap at the level on songs that sound next level, and it's both of those guys.
Yeah.
Here's where I really get upset. Rick Ross's best song ever is not his song. Best verse ever is not his song. Devil in a New Dress is his best song, and it's his best verse. And that shit brought a tear to my eye because it makes me angry. I'm still gonna be angry every single time I get reminded of what we don't have anymore. And this is like this is the apex of both of them. Like, this is it right here. You're not gonna get any higher than this record. Like, and it's just like, it's such like just a reminder of what we lost. Like, and it don't matter what the next record was from Chainz. I told him, I was like I was sitting there, I was like, I don't even want, like, you don't have a Devil in a New Dress. You don't don't have.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. All right. So he did play 4 a.m. I like that record a lot. Him and Trap or whatever. It's just that's not that. Like, I do really like that record a lot though. All right. Tears of Joy and Big Amount. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Again, didn't we just say we listened to Teflon Don recently?
Yeah.
And that fucking CeeLo hook, there's just something. Never see me cry. Like, yo, that just sounds beautiful, man. Like, that's just like bringing it all together, and that shit just hits a lot. Like, I got a big amount. I like that song too. I do. I like. See, that's the fucked up part about this. Is like people are gonna look back, listen to this, and be like, "Ah, man, he just like loves Ross and doesn't." That's bullshit.
Yeah,
I had relaxed this whole night.
Yeah.
Like, it was all these dope records all night. Like, what the fuck did I have to complain about? I just have to make a decision one way or the other and go one way or whatever. And it's just like Ross is like swinging big. Like, these are part of classic albums. These are like, they sound beautiful. Like, it's just a tribute again to his ear. Like, I feel like we're just saying the same shit over. But
what's interesting about this is that I heard 2 Chainz say that initially, when he got hit up to do this, he wanted Meek, and that would have been a better pairing here.
Yes, they have the both type of records,
right? But Meek ain't want to do it.
Wow, Meek, come on, bro. So would you like to see Meek versus Big Sean?
I wouldn't hate that.
I mean, I just don't think that people think of Big Sean the same way that they think of Meek. But I think they'd be surprised when you start to dip into how long Big Sean's been making music and how many songs he's got.
I wouldn't hate that at all. That's not a bad idea. But apparently Meek don't want to do them, so.
That's bullshit. Swiss, Tim, hit us up, yo. We'll get it done, yo. We'll talk to both of them. I got connections in Detroit. I got love in Philly. All that shit. No, we don't. I'm just like saying a bunch of shit. Stay Scheming and All Me. That one's close. That one's really close. Like, I like both of those records, obviously.
Yeah, that's close.
But I think what overtakes the Stay Scheming record is the Drake verse, the Shots at Common.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like that. Even though that is Rick Ross's record, I don't feel like that was his record, right?
No, actually, I mean, you forget that.
Right.
Yeah.
And All Me, it is a Drake record with Chainz and Big Sean. And Chainz shit is pretty memorable on there, man. Like, it is. Like, that one's a toss-up. That one feels like whatever you feel like in that moment. Like, that's up to you. I don't know. I can't fault anybody going either way. The Stay Scheming moment feels like a big moment because Drake's throwing shots at Common on there or whatever. So, like, it's the first time, like, Drake was, like, threatening like a legend. And we were like, oh, shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, like, and that was when he was like, oh, shit. Like, do you know who the fuck Common is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but that's a toss-up. Pop That, and it's a vibe. I probably have to give it to Pop That, even though that's French or whatever, but that one just goes too hard.
Yeah.
I'm on one and no problem. I'm on one is too much, man. There's too much.
Yeah.
I'm Not a Star and Birthday Song. That's close. I probably would give that
close.
Yeah, I'd probably give that to Birthday. That'd be all right. I wouldn't be that mad. Big Bang. No. Mafia Music and Big Bang. Mafia Music is a dope record, and he was talking about 50 Cent on that record too. I don't know if people remember that, but I do. And I was thinking like, oh my God. Like when 50 got the info about him being the CEO, I was like, oh shit, like this might be it. But you know how 50 is. He don't back the fuck off, but the music is scandal proof, right?
Yep.
So I think that's what everybody needs. That that doesn't apply to everybody, but Ross has given us a lot.
Yeah.
And he's beloved like everywhere. Like nobody even talks about that shit anymore.
No. Internet
trolls do, like when they try to bring that shit up. But that Big Bang record with YG, like whatever. I can go either way on that. Like those like the Mafia Music record, I like it because he was talking about 50, but that's not one of my favorite records, and that's not something that and the same thing with Big Bang. Like those records were like I'm aware of them, but
yeah.
Rich Off Cocaine and Mercy, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like Mercy, that's his spot. Like if you were gonna take a shot on Mercy, you had to take that shot on fucking Devil in a New Dress, and maybe let's see if we felt the same way.
Yeah.
Live Fast, Die Young, and Crack. Like we just talked about Teflon Don, and that Live Fast, Die Young record doesn't hit as much for me with that kind. Like it doesn't sound as good. Like that one hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
Crack's still dope though. I think we're past like the 20 or the whatever, the 20 records anyway. So like it's just like all overtime like right now. But You know, like Ross held on to What's Free. He played that shit in the overtime. It's like, bro, like, you have a lot of records that you could have played.
What killed me during that is how the fuck you didn't use that Ross verse on Famous, Kanye.
See, he played that unreleased, right? And I was sitting there too.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting there too, like I'm nodding my head hard as hell. And I'm like, you know what this is? This isn't something that's out. This is something that's in somebody's hard drive. Like, do you understand how privileged you are that you get to even hear that? That's a take. That ain't no fucking finished product. That man took that shit and they were like, yo, we're gonna bounce it and send it to you. You and I both know what that was. For him to have that in the tuck, what the fuck is you talking about? And thank you for bringing that up. Kanye West, what you doing?
Come on, man.
Into the Taylor Swift shit, right? That's famous on Pablo, right?
Yeah.
What you doing? That was his last good album.
I don't understand, bro.
Thanks for bringing that up and making me mad again. See, like, you like pushing buttons, bro. Fuck.
Yo, that Ross verse is insane on that.
He went off on that shit, man. That was crazy. I forgot about that shit because it's not in the list or whatever. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, man. Like, do you understand how lucky you are, like, to get to hear that? You would have never heard that otherwise.
Yeah.
Again, that's something in fucking, like, his hard drive on his phone, like, type shit. All right.
Yeah.
I think that we understand, like, where we're at. We were both on the same page. I think that Ross, you know, took the win. I think that if you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think that he played all of his best records. So if you feel compelled to go back and look on anybody's career, please, I implore you, get to it.
Yeah.
All right. Trills, you got to start this because I'm going to get too fucking hype, man. You already know where we're at. This is the end. You know what we came to do, right? Like, we saw this anniversary pop up on the timeline, and it's like there's no questions asked. We have to discuss this album, right?
Yeah.
You started before I start saying stupid shit. I didn't bring the green jacket like this time or whatever. Like, you know, like I just was like, I'm gonna chill out, yo. Like, you know, because I listen to this shit. Like, I'm exercising now, so I take my walk/jog or whatever, and I've been listening to this shit the entire time I've been doing it, and it's been getting me through it. Like, it's been a joy. Like, it was 92 degrees this morning, and I almost died, but it was fucking amazing because I got to listen to this album. Talk about it.
Look, man, super special album for me. Because if you know me, you know what my favorite bag of rap is, right? You know, I like the gangster shit. You know, I like the gangster shit mixed with the fly shit. And we talking mid-90s. Like, prior to mid-90s, it was still a lot of backpack moving, right? Understandably, that's a great movement too. I loved all that shit. And still, even in the mix of that, there was some hard shit, right? But this right here, bro, took the New York mafioso style rap to a whole nother fucking level. Like, yeah, G-Rap started, but this shit took it to another level, man. Ray, fucking only built for Cuban Linx, bro. This is special, bro.
Yes. Best solo Wu-Tang album. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. And again, let's double back. When you get mad at Jay Electronica for having Hove on the album or whatever, why weren't we upset that Raekwon had Ghost all over the shit? The album cover says featuring Ghostface Killah, but there was nothing up in arms about this, okay? Just check yourself. Just make sure you check yourself. That's it. Like, if you got a problem with it now, you should have had a problem with it then. But didn't. You know why? Because this album is the fucking pinnacle of that grandiose rap that you're talking about, that fly shit with, you know, still with the same Wu-Tang stuff that we know. Top tier production to this day.
Oh my God.
Today is still incredible. It still hits the same exact way. And the reason that people like Griselda, and the people that we love to praise right now are able to be in this lane is because of this album, and it's because of this sound. Like it's incredible. Like honestly, like I got this album. My brother made a tape for me. Like he came from the Bronx. Like he stayed with us summer, and he left this tape with me. Like I had my first Sony Walkman. You guys know what a Walkman is out there? You know, a Walkman, you had to plug in headphones to, and it played tapes, and you were able to walk with it. Incredible, right? So the first one I ever had, and this was one of the first albums I ever had, like ever. And I just listened to it over and over, and it still has the same exact effect on me today. Me not even being a person that understood rap, understood how to dissect it, understood why it was great. At that point, I knew it was great. And now listening to it, now we can break it down and talk about it in different ways. Me and the RZA connect. You know, like let's talk about it, yo. Like you don't understand how much this resonates, keeps going. Like it's still to this day. Me and the RZA connect. You youngsters might say that Jay-Z said that. No, he didn't. He's using that.
Yeah.
And at that time, in 95, Jay-Z was probably listening to Only Built for Cuban Linx.
What? I mean, bro, we can argue there's no reasonable doubt without Only Built for Cuban Linx. That's arguable. Like the Mafia swag and Reasonable Doubt had to have been inspired by this album.
Any hip hop historian out there, this is an album that you already understand. Like you have like me and you, we're just saying things that people already know. People, if you know, you know. Yeah. If you know, you know. Seriously. It's that much of the impact with this record. Like, and now because of this album, I know how to do the wallies. I know how to freak them shits. He's like, see, look, what you do is yo, you got this shit right here on the top. Do you have a pair of wallabies right now, Trills? Do you?
I do.
Excellent. I'm so
black
happy.
Wallabies, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
I do.
Excellent. And if anybody else got wallabies, it was probably because of this album.
Yeah, man. I never learned how to dye them. I don't know how to dye them. I don't know how to stop it from dripping into the gum sole. Like I'm not even trying to waste my money on fucking up the Wallies. But right. Man, come on, bro. People talk about a lot of shit, right? One of the things that people talk about with rap these days is like the influence on fashion. It starts here, yo. Like certain people did it, right? Like Naughty by Nature inspired shit. And people don't want to talk about Naughty putting Timbs.
Because they're from Jersey.
But they put Timbs on the map. Before Naughty by Nature in 1991, wearing Timbs, everybody looked like Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing those.
No. He was wearing loafers and shit and suits. Like, Naughty changed that. And you get Wu-Tang, right? And they change it. And this fly shit that Ray and Ghost went on, like, completely changed it. Like, now you got rugbies and polo and wallabies, right? Like, and that's sprinkled throughout the music. Like, you can hear the swag in the music. It's special, bro.
Yes. You can tell that Trills and I are well versed in this because I wasn't outside. I was 11.
Yeah, but we were looking out the window.
Yes.
We were watching the cats ahead of us.
Yes. My brother.
Right. I mean, both of us have older brothers, and we were in spaces where we saw hustlers and we had older brothers.
Right, and we had fucking brothers drinking 40s and fucking we'd be fucking, sitting around playing video games and shit. Like this is the connection that I have with this music. Like this is what it takes me back to. It takes me back to a time where me and my brother would play NBA Live for hours on end. Like, and he would just keep going to get 40s or whatever. I didn't, clearly I couldn't drink at the time, but it's just like this is something that clearly resonates with me because of the age bracket that I'm in, but it doesn't have to necessarily resonate with you because of that. If you're a historian, anybody who's younger, anything like that, and you're looking to go back to albums, this has to be one of the albums that you have to go back and look on.
Well, fact.
Like, I don't understand, like, if anybody is like, oh, I'm not certain. No. Like, this is it. Now, let me ask you a question. Why did Nas have to do verbal intercourse that badly? Like that gross. Like, still to this day, man.
Bro, all I can say is, like, I heard that, you know what I mean? Like, Nas used to just, like, kick it with Ray. You know what I mean? Like, like they would either be in Queens or in Staten Island. Like, they were just fucking kicking it a lot. And Nas must have just fell into a studio session and heard that beat, bro. And that beat is fucking incredible.
Can we give the RZA his flowers, bro? Like,
what, bro? It's like you can't even articulate how wild all of this shit is, bro. And again, we talk about inspiration, right? This had to inspire the shit out of Nas, because after this, we get Nas Esco now, right? We get a Mafia, more fly version of Nas on It Was Written, right? Like, this shit changed everything.
Doesn't it suck that Raekwon, Ghost, all of them from Staten Island, Nas from Queens, Mob from Queens, all these guys were fucking just collaborating with each other. Like, do you realize that that'll like, again, like, we talked about it with the CNN album and we talked about it with the Nas, but like, this is all connected to that same era. Like, will you ever see this sort of camaraderie and just like grouping of artists from different parts of their own city? And you already know how that goes, or the state. You already know how that goes with people right now. If we're from the same state, then like at this point, like, it's like very rare that we're gonna get along, right? Like, like, but we'll never see any sort of movement up here like this ever again. It happens everywhere else but here.
You know what? I gotta think that it's like an energy of freshness and excitement that does this, right? Like, I think like the South has done that because once they started bubbling, it was so exciting and fresh that like whenever somebody ran into a nigga that inspired them and they thought was just like fly and dope and made them want to create, it's like, yo, let's do this shit together because there's this excitement there.
Right.
And that's probably how this had to feel at this time. Like, niggas is moving all around the city. The city has this crazy energy. Like, even the R&B is fucking insane. Like, Mary is so fucking good.
It's New York's where it's at.
You're right. You got New York Undercover on TV. Like, everything just feels so, the energy is so good. Right. That you see somebody that inspires you and you just can't help but work together. Right. I think this coast got so complacent and got so bored that disappeared.
Yeah.
And the energy would have to come back somehow for that to ever happen again.
Right. I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like right now, like a lot of the guys that are in this area, they're all just about, it's like crabs in a barrel, right? Like, they're just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever gets to the top type shit. Like, there hasn't been a lot of unity on this side. And, people like to blame 50, but I also have to tell him he owes his share of it. For a long time, him and Fat Joe are cool now, but he wasn't cool with nobody, there was nothing like that. And I mean,
yeah, you're right. Once you start doing that, right, then everybody is scared to move freely and kick it with somebody freely because now they got to worry about how their business is going to be affected. And that fucks it up.
I remember 50 saying, he's like, the reason I don't like Fat Joe is because you standing next to Ja Rule in a record or whatever in New York. That's it. Like, that's it. That's it. It only took shit like that. And I think that's unfortunately has led to some of the division. Like, you see it now a little bit more. Like, Pop was working with Fabio, who or who just got shot. Oh my fucking god, or whatever, right? That's some crazy shit, bro. He's good though, apparently. So like that's why I'm bringing it up in passing or whatever. Like you know, he's good. But like you start to see it a little bit like with that, but like it's really rare up here. And I think that this album, like, you know, you got Nas on here, you got, you know, like you've been on the Infamous, we've talked about that, you've been on this record, you've been on that record. Like this is at a point where just people weren't interested in status, anything like that. They were just like everybody had a mission, and that was the music. And I wish that we had that more up here. I think that's why we're a little bit behind at this point. Everybody else is ahead in this country as far as rap goes because of that, especially this time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what else needs to be said, man. Like, I just feel like we would be like, you know, beating a fucking dead horse, but just like I'm just blown away at how much this still sounds amazing. How much, like, I just don't get. Yeah, good.
I think it's slept on too that this, although kind of loosely constructed, that this is a concept album. I think that's slept on, bro. I don't think people talk about that enough.
It is. You know, throughout all of it, like you said, the mob shit, you know, who wants to kill him? 1.5 million. You know, like you know, like that stuff is like this album sounds like a movie. Like it's in that era, like, you know, like you put Ready to Die on, close your eyes, you see it all. Like I see it all, like through this or whatever. And
like, I mean, they gave each other mafia names specifically for this album.
Right.
It's loosely like, okay, we're gonna like hit our last lick and get out the game, right? Like it's just too much to talk about, bro.
No, it is. It's look, Wu Gambino's, like all these things, like you're not off like at all. What do you believe in? Heaven or hell? Like right, like that's at the end of the album. So it's very much a concept album because that's what he's talking about. It goes in its, you know, in its waves.
Right.
I'm just like I'm looking at the track list and I can just hear each song in my head right now. Like Knowledge God, Criminology, Incarcerated Scarfaces. Like these are beats that in, you know, people who really want to rap, like for real rap, like they just want bars off, that are going to be in freestyle ciphers, or like when you go to the radio station, it's still Incarcerated Scarfaces, it's still verbal intercourse, like, you know, like
production that people are jealous of, that people wish they had. I mean, Pusha said when they did Daytona, he was trying to replicate.
You'll never get that.
You can't, and he knows that. He knows that. But
at least that was his inspiration. That's not a bad place to start. The problem is you need a completely locked in 1995 RZA.
Oh
yeah. And yeah, you'll get your Daytona.
Yeah. But I mean, bro, like, I mean, look at the legacy of Can It Be So Simple, right? You like look how Lauren flipped that. Like, X Factor is one of the greatest R&B songs ever, partially because of this song.
Ice Cream is easily like, come on, like this is what gets me mad about this album, right? I start thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I remember all the songs, and then you start looking, and you're like, oh my god, yo, bro, that Ice Cream beat, get the fuck out of here, man. That they could have rapped about anything on that shit, anything they wanted, anything. And you know,
it's brilliant, and it's a brilliant fucking concept of a song, bro.
Yeah.
And what that did for women in the fucking tri-state area is insane.
Bro, I don't know if you youngsters remember when we were outside, there was something called Woo Wear.
Man.
Every single version of the woman that they had in the ice cream video had their butter pecan, chocolate, vanilla. Like, bro, like this is, look, Wu-Tang's at the forefront right now of making sure that every woman gets celebrated. And this is an ice cream record that came out in 1995. So when you want to talk about woke progressive, guess who did it first? Just because you don't want to hear it the way that they did it. They did it first, and they celebrated every single woman. Trust me, if I thought that any group actually wanted to celebrate every type of woman because they would get down with any of them.
Yeah, man.
It's these guys.
Absolute brilliance here, bro.
Yes.
And that's also one of the best fucking music videos on the planet.
And just the beat. Like that beat. Again, you go up to Hot 97, they tap that shit. You better fucking, at this point, even right now in 2020, you better fucking come with it. Like, you better not be bullshitting or whatever. Yeah. You can't just be saying some shit that rhymes. You better like have like one of the best rhymes you've ever written in your life in the tuck. Yeah. Like, you better just be confident and go for it, because it's just like, you don't run across albums with 18 records. Let's even cut it down to 14, because some of them are skits, right? Let's just be real. But again, it adds to the movie element of it. You're rarely gonna run across 14 better recorded songs in any genre, including our own. I mean, obviously our own, but like across the board, like anywhere of this sort of perfection. Like, and this is the reason that there was a part 2 and apparently a part 3. Now, I need your take on that one, because I need you to tuck me off the ledge a little bit.
This is how I feel about part 3, man. I want it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to always want it, right? But there's no way RZA's getting back in his bag. There is no way, bro. We as much as we love Wu, and we've been supporters of Wu, and I think the last Wu album was pretty good. Which it was crazy. Like, they like finally like actually pulled Redman into the fold on that album.
Why isn't Redman a Wu-Tang member? Can you help me remind me of this?
I don't know, man. I guess RZA makes the call, man. I don't know.
But they always talk about him being a fucking honorary member. Just make him a fucking Wu member. Like, it's fine at this point. We're fine with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we gonna always support Wu projects, right? And RZA, right? But I think the chef gotta at least find somebody that could mimic this feeling.
Here's my issue, right? Like, when I heard that part 2 was coming out, I got scared immediately for these same reasons, right? And I feel like after I heard part 2, I was like, this is a worthy like addition. It's clearly not better than 1. It's a worthy addition, though. Like, Only Built 2 is if you want to argue that his second best album is that, I might not argue with you on that one.
Yeah.
My issue is you're trying to do it a third time now, and I'm afraid now. Now I'm afraid.
Let me say something to you. When you were out here, right, and you were like giving niggas the work and shit. When you were barring niggas down.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna let you go. You know, come on, we doing a podcast. At some point, you gonna get this shit.
Okay.
You have done the same thing I have done, which made parts to albums to make.
Okay, all right, I like it. All right, I like it. I like exactly where you're going with this. Keep going.
We know how hard it is to do this.
It is.
Right? It's very fucking hard, right? Like, while I like what I did with Lush Life 2, the way I was in my bag on the first one with all the Marvin Gaye shit was just something special.
I love that fucking project. I don't give a fuck.
And so, you know what I mean? Like, you were going crazy on the highlights, right?
Ah, man, yeah. See, but here's the difference, Trills. Here's the difference. You know, at that point in Raekwon's career, right? That's just like, this is the way that I'll equate it to myself, right? In Ray's career, he's already been on a Wu-Tang album. I think somebody else. He wasn't was he the first solo project?
Third.
I think right?
Cow and ODB, right?
Right. That's okay. So, and he's been all over these records, right? So, like, and you have to remember, in 36 Chambers, Raekwon was such a polished rapper. Like, polished.
Yeah.
You know, at that point. Even then, it's clear that they just wake up that month or that year and they were like, oh, let's just rap.
Yeah.
Like, these guys been rapping. So, when you get to Only Built for Cuban Linx, I think that this is Raekwon in a spot where he is the most refined as he is an artist, and this is the most hungry. Like, this is the most beautiful part, right? Right. In regards to how that you know, because I had 3 projects, the High Life 1, 2, and 3, right? High Life 1 was me kind of just like figuring out my spot, like figuring out my way, like I feel like that was my first project where I was figuring out my way, like through it and like putting songs together. Highlight 2, I feel like it took a great step forward as far as song selection and how I was going to make this shit. Highlight 3 is the best one of the 3 because I finally hit that point where I was like, okay, now I understand exactly how I want to construct these songs. Now I understand how much I want my songs to sound and I want a project to sound. Right. It's different now, I think, for Raekwon, because Raekwon hit an apex with Cuban Linx. Cuban Linx, like I said, is a worthy addition. He's going to have to find something now that's going to have to put him in a space that he was then in 95, and that's the part that leaves me a little bit skeptical when it comes to it.
Yeah. I don't know how they do that, man. The only way I think they do that is find somebody younger that can get in the bag of that and take it to another level that makes it sound contemporary. And I think him and Ghost need to fly to an island somewhere and just...
Here's what they need to do. Call Benny, call Wes, call Conway. Let's go. You got the production that mimics that. Let's go. They clearly have never worried about collaborating with other people, and what worthy people right now.
Absolutely.
This album take, absolutely. I'll bet you what little I have in my bank account right now that there's going to be one Griselda feature on this new project.
Yeah, that has to be. To be. And I think you're right. That's a brilliant point. If they could get Griselda, they'd be straight. Yeah. They'd be immaculately straight if for some fucking god of a reason you could pull in whatever Hove and Jay Electronica locked into. That won't happen.
No.
Griselda will happen. All they gotta do is make
that luxurious rap is all from that. So I think it kind of just brings it all back, and I think it'll work in the same way. Like they continue, and look, spoiler alert, I got a Griselda record on my top 5 this week. You got it too?
I'll probably have it.
Oh, but here we fucking go. Like all our 5 are gonna be the fucking same. But yes, man. Like it's important that, like, I just don't want this to get watered down. In his regard, he's going a different way than I was in the High Life. I was ascending at that point.
But if you had to make a High Life 4, right, that would be a challenge.
It would, just because I haven't rapped in so long, and I would have to figure out my way in 2020 rap, because but it would, but. Like I said, it's just that, like, he just put those records out in different points in his career, and I think right now, because, people are recognizing, even the younger crowd, like the reason that he even was able to announce this third one is because Elliot checked in with him for an interview or whatever, 25 years out of the first one.
Yeah.
So he used his shot to let him know that the third one's coming, so he still got the position that he has because of this album. Like, it's still in that place. So that's what gets me a little bit worried. Like, I just don't want to ever, like you said, Jordan swinging a bat, even though he wasn't my favorite player or whatever, that's rough to see him. Like, he was trashing Space Jam. Like, like shit like that. Like, or when AI was on the Pistons for like fucking 4 games, that shit hurt, man. I didn't want to watch him play like that anymore. And I'm glad that he, finally fucking went away from the game. But yeah, I don't want to watch that shit, bro. Like, I don't like it, All right. But I don't think we can say any more about this album and how much, like, it matters to us, like, and how much it just matters to hip hop in general, man. Like, I think that all of these things, the storytelling, like you said, the luxurious rap, the mob shit, all that shit, all of these things have been taken in pieces from other places and other people. And this album resonates with just so much of the community because of when it was dropped and how fucking flawless it was and still is. Like, I just don't understand how, as an artist, any sort of artist in any way, in any sort of platform that you put out, whatever it is that you want to do, you aspire to have something that will live on forever, and this will live on forever. Like, and that's what you want. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
All right. Go. You do your 5 records. I'll do mine. Let's see, yo. I know we're gonna have the fucking same songs.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought I went outside the box this week. I was like, I'm about to hit them with some shit. You go first.
It has to happen, man. So I think I already mentioned, right, that I put 2 Chainz Moneymaker in my list this week.
Shit, I love that song.
Yeah, man. I put Pen to the Cross in it too because I like the shit Ross is talking on it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like it's cool to see Ross in that lane.
Yes. But we both agree that's a throwaway, right? Like that's something that didn't. Yeah. That's something that didn't make an album, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was. Yeah, I think he's like constantly creating, right? And he had some shit that he wanted to say, and I just think he knew that it wasn't going to fit a project. So
right.
Yeah.
It's still relevant, you know, because he talks about the same thing. So
right. This is where we at.
Let's
Lemon,
go to
Conway the Machine.
Fuck, man. Yes.
Hey, yo, Meth's still going, bro.
Yes. Hey. All right. First of all, I want you guys to know, whoever is, look, I understand that we talk about Griselda a lot, right? But you have to understand, we just talked about an album that all of their music invokes that feeling, right? In 2020, right? And you want rappers with authenticity, right? And you want guys that you can believe. Do you know why? I know you know why, but do you out there, people, know why Conway's face is the way it is and the way that his like face is a little bit to the right? Trills, I'll allow you to answer to let people know.
I mean, to just put it blatantly that Conway got shot, and
Conway got shot in the back of the head, and it left his whole side of his face paralyzed. And Conway, the Machine, is one of the best rappers in the world right now.
Yep.
And I don't think that you guys understand what we're talking about when we talk about this Griselda shit. How is it that you can mash up the quality of music, the consistency in everybody's projects, and the authenticity? I'm not certain what you need more from these guys at this point, but they are exactly what we, our age group, me particularly, have been pining for. Yep. As much as I love my ignorant shit, as much as I love my soft shit, I love the gangster shit so much, man. So much. And they have it. And this record, and to double up on your point, Method Man, just, again, Method Man is in your top Hall of Fame first ballot, right? Based on lyrics, presence, sound, like his voice, all of it. He still has it because you don't lose that. Like, you never lose it.
Yep.
The voice, the presence. Method Man's on the record, you're going to listen to what he says. Capone and Noriega watching CNN. Bet. I already knew the rhyme scheme starting on that. And he went. And I, like I said, I just walk away baffled at how guys at their age and for how long they've been rapping, because like it's easy to say that, you know, Method Man's 45. He's been rapping for like what, like 20? No. Method Man been rapping by himself until like when he was like 12, 13 years old, like 14 years old probably. So like you don't really understand what it takes to be that good for that long and to continue to have that sort of stature. Like that should not be glossed over on this record. Sorry to take that all away from you, but
no, you're right. I mean, you said it all, bro. It's the truth.
All right, so we got one. Keep going.
So yeah, like going back, you know, like referring to what you just said, like I like all, you know, y'all already know that I'm like off all the gangster shit all the time, but you know, I'm in my R&B bag a lot of the time. Plus, she like has like this special like spot in my heart, man. JoJo got this song called "What You Need Is Flames."
Okay. Is this her by herself?
Yeah. So sorry to drop it, to that, but it's a really dope record, and I mean, I'm like one of the people that's kind of weird that really like JoJo a lot.
Okay, no, you know what? I've heard other places people talk about her like that, so hey, look, it's not coming from nowhere. Like you're not walking up on here telling us somebody that like nobody's talking about, so it's not you're in a good space. You're amongst friends. We're good. We're good.
And I got Latin Grammys, man. That Action Bronson.
All right. I've been listening to that shit. It didn't make my 5, but it's dope. I love anytime he drops anything. I'm good with the same thing. Like,
I mean, I like when like the production is like really good and he like gets to like open up and float. It's just one of those.
My brother hates him.
I get why people do. I think I already know the answer to why he does, but
of course. It's one thing to sound like Ghost, but you rap like in the exact same cadence with the exact same subject matter almost, and it's like I'm good with it because I know now the difference in the voice. I know when Ghost and Action are on different songs. Right. I know the difference. My brother didn't know. The first time that he heard Action, he was like, "Oh, this Ghost shit is hard." When I told Ghost Action Bronson, yo, I've never seen a guy get so red in the face. It's just furious.
Look, bro, I went a lot of the time like with people like being like, yo, you kind of sound like Hove a little bit, right? And so I'm one of the people that know that you just can't fucking help kind of how you and also like some of like the inflections in your voice and like how you say certain words and shit, like it's something that you can't really help. And when I hear Bronson talk, I can kind of tell that,
With the whole thing with you, I think it's the way sometimes you bounce it. Like, but that's not like I feel it. Like I feel like you're in that same pocket sometimes.
Right.
That's not a slight or a diss or anything like that.
Well, no, it's not. But I'm just saying sometimes, like I can understand how Bronson could sound like Ray. I could understand how like Obi Trice can sound like Red Cafe. Like some of these dudes, a lot of dudes out there actually have this same kind of thing, and it's just something that you really can't help.
Right. I'm fine with it. I love the record. I thought that shit was dope. It just didn't make my 5 because I actually like went like deep diving and I found some other shit or whatever. And I also did some Homer shit. That's 4 for you though, right?
That's 5.
That's 5. What were they?
The Ross joint, 2 Chainz joint. Conway, the JoJo joint,
and
and the Bronson.
Cool. Okay, so we'll be adding to that, on title or whatever. I know that you guys like really like that or whatever. Like we need to put a post. Like me and you should be battling week to week. I think. Like let's just see. It's usually like even my people be like, "Yo, his shit." I'll be like, "Fuck you." I'll be like, "That's bullshit." Like you're supposed to be on my side. You don't even know him. All right, let's go. So the first record I got is the Lockdown remix with JID, J-Rock, and No Name. No Name is incredible. JID is one of my low-key favorite rappers right now. Like DiCaprio 2 is still like finds its way to getting played. It just works like at this point. J-Rock also, he's on his conspiracy theory shit on the verse or whatever. That's fine though, but it still works. Like I was fine with it. And any more of a record that I already love, Lockdown itself, like I'll take, especially if it's got new lyrics. Like that's how much I really love that record. I'm an Innocent Pac fan though, so like don't take it like I'm definitely being biased, right? Like I'm for sure being biased. All right. Number 2 would have been Lemon. Yeah, that Conway and Method Man shit. Like, I fucking run around to that shit too or whatever. I have a record on here by Duckworth called Quick. Shit is dope, man. Like I hope you guys get a chance to listen to this shit. The shit is dope, man. Like I got put onto it. I'm not even gonna lie, I got put onto it by Instagram. Somebody was like, low key, this is like one of the best songs. It really is a dope R&B record. So if you check that out too, I'm in that bag too also with that. And I got another record by IDK with JID. That's 2. That Serial shit is stupid, yo. Like the beat is crazy. JID starts that shit and he just spazzes all over that shit. I really enjoy that record. I think you guys, it's a good, fun, like up-tempo record. And my streaming service, I don't want to like, rub it in. You probably already had it or whatever, but my streaming service just added one of my favorite Jay-Z songs, from the I Got the Hookup soundtrack, which was What the Game Made Me with Memphis. You know what else they added with that too, Trills? From Marcy to Hollywood.
Word.
Yeah, we just played that, and they just added it as a youth. I used to hold up. Always said, yo, I was like again, like I'm telling you, like when I get to the end of my workout, like I do the same thing. I run up and down the stairs. It's usually when I get to those songs, and I just be like, "What the Game Made Me" is such a fucking great. Like, you know what's great about that record is that you can tell when it was made, but that's what I think makes that record dope. Like it actually sounds like from the era it's from, and you know for sure it made it that way. And then from Marcy to Hollywood, we played that shit when we played 20 Bag Shorty. That's the shit.
Yeah, man.
That was on the soundtrack too.
What happened?
That was on the soundtrack too.
Oh yeah.
So I Got the Hookup is the What the Game Made Me, right? Or is it that? Or like I want to look it up for sure. We'll get you the answer. I can't really remember for sure. But yeah, they added that record, and I've been listening to it over and over again. I'm just like, oh man, this is perfect, you know. But yeah, those are our 5. People were like pretty upset that what happened to the record? I was like,
so I mean, that's good though. Tell us what we gotta do. You know what I mean? So shit, we'll make sure you get 10 songs.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
although you might get
whatever, then we'll switch it up. Like we'll add more or whatever if that's the case or whatever. But like now, because I'm trying to keep up with your ass, you always be pulling up with these records that are just like not right. I've been pulling up with these regular ass records, like Future got a new song, Young Thug got a new song. Fuck that. I need to be like trying to win these fucking battles. We need to let people know, like, yo, who got it? Yo, it's so good to get this done. Today was a really fun episode, man.
Yeah, man.
So tell them what we got going on. In the Clouds is still on YouTube. What else?
In the Clouds is still up on YouTube, man. We fine tweaking the Let It Rain Black Parade video for the Trill Dollar project, and you know that's all I got.
That's what's up. And you feeling better, right? We're good.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good, man.
I'm gonna see you Thursday for face to face. Like that's
absolutely
what's gonna happen. All right, word. Yo, I'm bringing a fucking suit. Nah, if you guys don't know, like whatever, we'll just end on this or whatever. This week we're gonna take some pictures and shit. So you about to see some shit on our social media and shit. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like wear I'm gonna wear a full ass suit. Like I'm gonna just be. It's gonna be like fucking 98 degrees, but I'm gonna be out there with a fucking suit. Yo, you sure you want to take a picture? You mad red in the face? Nah, like let's just get it done, man. This shit gonna be fire. Yo, just edit that shit out.
You pulling up like Street Dreams Nas in a pink suit, fam?
Crazy, yo. Like I don't get why people would do that in the like did you see The Irishman? You saw The Irishman. He's like this is how you come to a business meeting. He's like it's in fucking Florida or whatever. This man's in like a whole ass suit. This shit was nice. Yo, dog, I went out and I fucking like walk / jog in fucking shorts and I was fucking drenched like in sweat. Like I don't understand.
Today wasn't to be fucked with, bro.
No. I don't know why I did that shit. I walked in the crib and I was like, oh, I'm about to pass out, yo. It was like yo, it's hard, yo. Like I don't know how you are or whatever with the eating habits, but I've been trying to eat like salads and like wraps now. Like this shit is really weird, bro. Like it's really weird. Like for a guy who like all I want is like a fucking burger or something like that. Like this shit is hard. How the fuck do you do it?
I mean, look, man, like I'm a bigger dude than people think I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like some fucking huge monster, but like I'm a little bigger than people think I am. But I mean, like I fucking get out, bro, and I go like on a bike because I know I like to fucking go ham. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like when I'm eating, like people think I eat a lot. Like I don't really eat a lot. I eat like half of the fucking meal that y'all be seeing. So, you know.
I should be looking incredible. I'll be like, yo, I would never post anything that I have ever made because it's usually something that's delivered. Delivered, and we're gonna end on that, yo. Yo, all right. So follow us on the Instagram at The Potent Podcast, at Trilly Trills with no Z and S. Follow me. I changed up my shit. My shit is Jay Aponte 2103 on Instagram. But yeah, man, for Jay, for Trills, we out here.
Yeah.